Here's the part 2 of the Rix Optics Leap 6 review. And we did the unboxing and all that, so this is actually the review of what our final thoughts are about it. And I'll just start off by saying we tested it for over a month, and I can tell you right now we're keeping this, and this is going to be our go-to. The image quality on the 640 sensor is unbelievable, especially for the cost. I mean, $37.99 for this unit is awesome. The image quality on this definitely is right up there with units that are much more expensive. So that's the first thing I want to put out there, is the image quality on this was fantastic. But the reason I'm sure you're here is, how did the optical zoom work? Worked as advertised. You know, when you use it, it brings the image that you're looking at through the scope and actually brings it closer. So you're actually able to zoom in on a target, an animal, or whatever you're looking at, and it brings that basically that screen in closer to your eyes so you can actually see whatever you're looking at better. Now, it does not show up on videos, so that's the only downside to it. But it definitely is going to help make the image bigger so you can make a better shot on whatever you're shooting at. The digital zoom, fantastic. While digital zoom normally degrades in quality the image, the image from this 640 is just so good that even when you digitally zoomed in, it still gave you a great picture. Back to the optical zoom, it operates just like an optical zoom on a regular scope too. The more you zoom in, the more you're going to get that fisheye a little bit. So just be cognizant of that it's going to act just like a regular scope when you're using the optical zoom. So both the zooms work great. The menu was easy to navigate. Actually, it was really easy to navigate. The one-shot zero worked flawlessly. The only thing with the one-shot zero is if you zoom in digitally, when you go to freeze the frame and move your reticle, it does zoom it back out. And that was a recommendation I made to Rix, was to not have it zoom back out, because if you need that digital zoom because you're sighting in pretty far out, you really want to be able to pinpoint where your shot is to be able to move that reticle. So be cognizant it does do that. Hopefully they'll be able to take our recommendation and update that so it doesn't zoom back out on you when you're going to move the reticle. And that's just I won't even say a pet peeve. That's just a preference of mine. I would rather it stay zoomed in. But otherwise, the one-shot zero worked great, and we were able to sight this thing in no time. Getting it out, the recoil activated video worked as it should, and the manual recording, which is what I like to do, that worked flawlessly. Overall, the scope is it's a solid scope. I mean, it's very well built, and there's only a few things that I would change. And here's some of the things that I would change, or things that I don't even want to say I didn't care for, but just I would have a better preference on how it was done. First would be, I would love to see a reticle brightness adjustment. Especially when you're looking through the scope all night, it'd be nice to be able to dial up that reticle brightness a little bit. But again, that's just on me. That's what I would like to see in a scope like this. We talked about the digital zoom with the one-shot zero backing out. Otherwise, the digital zoom worked flawlessly. But with the detents on all the turrets, I'd like to see a little bit harder of a detent. I found myself, especially in the menu, scrolling past where I wanted to go. It took a little bit to get used to. I mean, once you get used to it, you get to where you need to be. But it'd be nice if it had a little bit harder of a stop, working through the detents through the menu and everything like that. One thing we did notice, there's a little echo in the recordings of the audio. That's just going to be a software issue, and you know, with this being their you know, their Rix is a new company coming out, and this is their first set of scopes coming out. That's why we're testing them, and things that we're finding for them. You know, that's just going to be a software update for them to put out to everybody to fix that echo audio issue. But otherwise, it picks up everything as it should. Just a little echo with it. And one other issue we had with it was, again, this is going to be a software issue, was some of the recordings didn't save. But we already talked to Rix about it. They're aware of that issue, and they're working on an update to fix that issue as well. So, you know, Apple, when they first came out with the iPhone, it had issues, and you know, any iPhone you buy, they always are doing an update to fix an issue. So, you know, if a big company like Apple's doing that, don't hammer Rix too much for a couple little issues software-wise. They'll get them fixed because their customer service is fantastic. I had a lot of questions about the scope, just different ways of navigating it, and questions on how things worked. And they were Johnny on the spot, able to help me get through it. Had no problem sitting on the phone talking with me about it. Also, some of these things that we didn't like, we brought them to their attention, you know, giving them some good feedback, and they were all about it. They really dove into some of the things that we'd like to see going forward with these scopes. So their customer service has been fantastic. So, and that's something I really look for in a company when I invest money into a product, especially the amount of money that these things cost. You want a good, solid customer service. That way, if you do have any issues, they take care of it right away. And they've been, again, so helpful in helping us the last month get used to this scope. So overall, again, we're keeping this scope, so that should tell you something. I'm looking forward to seeing what Rix has in the future. It's a solid scope. This is definitely going to be our go-to scope going forward. So if you guys have any questions, leave a comment below. I'm sure you guys are itching to see the videos, so we're going to end this video with the recordings that we made with this, starting with sighting it in, and then some videos of some deer out a couple 100 yards, and then a couple kill shots to end it. So thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to our new channel here and look for more videos coming. We're finishing up the videos, the video now on the T20 that we've been testing for Rix as well. That's their night vision scope. We're finishing up testing on that now, so there'll be a video coming out shortly with that review as well. So look for that, and then watch for our series coming out on what we do. We love being out there hunting, so we have our own series coming out on this channel. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching, and now on to the videos that you guys have been here and waiting patiently for. See you guys next time.
center of the corn. See him? Take him. Nice! Nice!